Welcome to my channel. My name is Shen, and in this video I'm going to be doing a teeny weeny challenge. And it's not just me, there's a bunch of other people. I will link to where I heard about it first, Dora on Weblight Dreams, and she has a whole list. If I remember, I'll put the whole list of other people at the moment that are participating in it, or you can search for the hashtag tinyartteam and then you'll find some more. But I thought, you know what, I can't do anything traditional still at the moment, so I was like, can I do it digitally? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, great. So I decided, okay, I will do a dragon, of course, because, you know, hey, fuzzy dragons. You know, I do draw other crap, but, you know, hey, I'll do a dragon. And this is in Clip Studio, and I made the canvas 3 inches by 3 inches. Now, of course, the advantage of doing this digitally, I can zoom in and zoom out, which I thought, hey, great, you know, that'll help me. It didn't. It kind of did and it kind of didn't. It really did. You know, it actually, doing this has made me, I mean, I like pixel art, like, I think it's quite cool. It just, doing this so tiny has made me realize how much freaking work it is working on something so tiny. It's much easier if you just do something big, you know, because then you're not, I don't know, it was just easier to work in big. I had a really hard time drawing this. Not sure why. The sketch took the longest. I had to move stuff around, and it's just a coiled little snake dragon. It's not even really like a proper dragon that people think of, you know? And of course, because this is so zoomed in at this moment in time, everything looks really pixelated, which is okay for the sketch part, and it's even for the coloring part, but later on, but if it makes it look really, really rough, like I'm using crappy charcoal to draw with or something like that. That's what it kind of looks like. But yeah, you can see it's just a dragon that's kind of tied himself in knots kind of thing. I need a drink because I'm thirsty. And, but yeah, so just like I said, simple little dragon, and do I give him, I think at the end I do end up giving it wings. And, or a wing at least. It's very rough. This is a very rough drawing. I think I'm going to take this design and actually redraw it, but bigger. And add some wings and a bit more detail to it and stuff like that, rather than just color. I'll probably just add like some line work or ink it, probably Clip Studio, probably do that again, because it's what's on this laptop, and it runs on the laptop. Other stuff doesn't really run on the laptop. I mean, yeah, it doesn't run very well. We'll say very well. But this works, Clip Studio. It does everything that I needed to do. It really does. I haven't done any comics with it, which is what I bought it to do in the first place, but maybe in the future. But yeah, so I've just been painting with it, which, you know, it works because there's different brushes and stuff you can get. But yeah, you can see now he's more like his tail is kind of under head, and I was doing the knot and I was like counting the spaces. Have you ever done like knot work and stuff? It's like over, under, over, under. It's like a braid kind of thing. So you have to make sure all the parts kind of go under and over and under and over, and it can get quite confusing if the thing is really detailed. But I haven't done anything really detailed knot work wise for a while. I used to do it all the time as a teenager. For some reason I felt like driving myself insane doing all the knot work. It looked cool, don't get me wrong, but I have some of it still. I don't have all of it. I don't have a lot of my art because I've moved a lot, you know, and it's not because I've moved country, that's part of it. It's more, bloody pop giving me hiccups, excuse me. It's more that I moved a lot around as a kid and as a teenager and a young adult, and I moved a lot, we'll say. Not even military, there's nothing to do with that. Just moved a lot. There's various reasons behind it, and now I'm in another country because my husband's Scottish, and, you know, we're here. And yeah, I mean, he's got his PR card for Canada, but we don't know if we're ever gonna use it. But that doesn't matter. This isn't about visas and all that stuff, even though, trust me, make sure you really love somebody when you marry somebody from another country, or want to marry somebody from another country, because visas are expensive and a lot of work to get them done. I mean, I've got all my visas for here, except for citizenship, because I don't need it. But I'm allowed to stay in the country and stuff like that, so don't worry about that. I'm not gonna get I'm not gonna get kicked out, which is good. But anyway, back to the dragon. So yeah, and now I'm just refining it, because I thought, okay, he's a little, looks a little squished. That was the whole point though. He's trapped in a box, or a square at least, because it's not really a box. I could have drawn a box, and then it could have been like, you know, Schrodinger's dragon instead of Schrodinger's cat. But I didn't. Hey, that's an idea. I should write that down. but yeah, so back to this. So I did actually like doing this, even though it stressed me out, because, like I said, I really wish I had done this bigger, and I'm gonna do it bigger because it'll look better if it's bigger. And I don't know why I outlined this, because in the end I don't end up using the outline like this, but I mean, it did help, you know, make things a little less confusing, a little more easier to see compared to the pencil, which is what I was using originally. So that's kind of helpful at least. And I was just, you know, like I said, I don't know why I did this. And now I'm just trying to figure out, oh yeah, over under stuff that, you know, that'll not work, which don't really follow here, but I do end up fixing that. That's okay. You can kind of see, like, add like a wing very lightly in the upper right, looking at the screen. But I'm just trying to fix things, because things don't quite add up. They don't quite match on other ends, so I had to shift things around a little bit and give him a little bit of a tail, like he's grabbing his tail like the, oh, what is that damn thing called? Then like the never-ending story and stuff like that. I can't remember this, or a bird, I don't freaking know what it's called. I can't remember. I never can remember these things when I need to remember them. You know, that's the thing that sucks. But, so I'm adding just like fins to his back, or spikes, or whatever you want to call them. We'll call them fins, like more like fins than anything. And yeah, so see, I decided, you know what, like I said, I don't know why, because I don't end up using the line work, I color over it. So, and it's a green dragon, because, you know, dragons, green lizards, they can be any color, they don't have to be green. I just happen to pick green just because I thought, what the hell, I'll pick green. And I'm just using, this is my favorite brush. I've actually, you know, made it as a fave brush. And honestly, I don't know what it's called, and I could probably translate it through like the Clip Studio assets and stuff like that. But it's, I think, in Japanese, I think it is, which makes sense. But I honestly don't know what it's called. But it's like a blender paintbrush kind of thing. I actually quite like it for just coloring basic stuff. You know, basic designs, I quite like it. And it works really well actually if you're shading like flat colors and stuff to add a bit of highlights and shadows to them, which is what I could have done with this, flat colors and ink, if I had it with the ink, but I decided not to use the ink. So that's why, maybe if I do redo this, which I'm going to eventually, I will probably just like outline it with the ink, like the fake ink, and then color with flats, and then add some shading and stuff like that. But because I like the idea, I just need to redo it. So I guess it's kind of like, I guess it would be like a thumbnail, I guess, and I think that's how I treated it. It's just like a thumbnail. That's probably what it is. But yeah, no, see, like I said, it's very light here, and I can't remember why it was so light here. Probably because, like, I'm following the lines. Why am I following the lines? Because I can just paint over everything, and I'm like, oh yeah, right, dude, I can erase it. So let's just color this in quicker. It'll go quicker. See, I really say I just color this in. I can fix the shading when I'm done. So because I put this line work that's behind it above the coloring, so then I can see where the little tendril things kind of go and under each other a little bit better, so then I can add some shading to it. But and then I'm like, oh crap, I need to fix things. You know, I keep losing the colors. This pen is actually, the pen I'm using is the one that actually broke. It kind of got a crack in it. Where the hell is it? I don't even know whether it was in the container with the tablet and stuff in it, or the, not container, it's a pocket sleeve thing. but John, like, hubby taped it all up with the duct tape, so it still works. Not a problem, and it charges fine, so that's good, you know. And I'm glad I have it, because I can't use the big tablet because it won't fit. Well, like I said last time, it doesn't really fit very well on the table, and my laptop doesn't communicate with it. It's kind of like, no, fuck you, I'm not gonna talk to it. So I'm like, great. But that's alright. The medium-sized tablet that I've got, or what is that, 6, 8, 9? I don't know how big that one is. But it's about the same size as my laptop. No, it's a bit bigger than my laptop width and stuff like that. So, but whatever. I have too many tablets. Well, actually, no, you can't have too many tablets, because if one doesn't work, you have another one to fall back on. Which is what I'm glad happened, because I was like, I need to finish this. I didn't need to. I wanted to finish this. I wanted to put something up, because I said I would. And like I said, I asked if I could do digital, and she was like, yeah, go ahead. So, I did. And now I'm just, you know, red and green, you know, the colors, what is that thing? Red and green should never be seen together. I don't freaking know what it is, but I said, you know what the hell, it's gonna have red, purple, reddish, it's not quite red, like blood red. Reddish wing, there's only one wing, you can't fly, and the fins and stuff like that. So yeah, because he wouldn't fly, but like I said, I redraw this, he's gonna have more detail and 2 wings and stuff like that, and probably different looking fins. And he might be spotted or speckled, I don't know. But for this size, I really couldn't do that because it's only 3 by 3 inches. So yeah, it's kind of hard to put any kind of detail on it. It really is. But I still, you know, got the color, the basics color, ugh, can't speak, no biggie. The basic coloring done, and like I said, I'm gonna use this as a thumbnail, which works. Oh yeah, meant to say, make sure you check out everybody else. Did I mention that? Did I say that? I can't remember. I've been talking for 10 minutes and 30 seconds, so I can't remember what the hell I've said now. I really can't. But yeah, you can see it's quite small here and tiny. And I was like, you know, we'll see what this looks like when it's small. We'll work on it when it's tinier. So technically then I am working on it zoomed in, but then I'm like, you can't really see it very well on the screen, so I have to zoom in so that people can see what the hell I'm doing. You know, so I was like, okay, we'll just do that anyway. And I changed the brush sizes a bit because I mean the brushes are too bloody big. So I think I had to end up using like a 4 or something, which is quite tiny. But this is tiny, so I had to use something quite tiny. But like I said, this brush blends great. I love it. For stuff like, you know, just blending and stuff. Which is really great. I love it like that. And that's, I mean, that digital is easy. You know, you just blend over stuff. I mean, you can do that with paint too, but then you just end up getting brown mud on the canvas sometimes if you blend too much. With this, I can just Control-Z it or delete it. With the canvas, you gotta paint over it and then wait for it to dry. I don't have to wait for things to dry this way. So it's like, people think that's cheating? No, it's working smart. You know, that's really all that matters. And yes, I'm rambling because I don't know what to talk about for 17 bloody minutes. But that's okay. I was gonna put music over this, but I'm like, what the hell? I'll just ramble like I normally do. And I can because the dog is out for a walk. So nobody's home at the moment. Yay! No. But it's okay because I actually have videos I should be watching too. But I will do that later once I upload this. You know, this is get this done and upload it, and there we go. But yeah, so I'm just adding the shading, the basic shading that I can for something so tiny. Would be the upper right, probably, I thought, or the middle of the thing, upper right, I don't really know. I tend to put, I don't know why I do that, upper right for shading, like the sun is in the upper right and casting, I don't know why I do that. It must just be from like drawing, like traditionally, like with pencils and stuff, because then my hand is, I don't freaking know, I'm not left-handed either, so I don't know, I mean, well, it's ambidextrous, but I usually use my right hand for drawing, but you know, it's like catching stuff, I use my left hand, or I can write with my left, but it's really odd. Anyway, what the hell am I talking about? My left-handed and right, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so, the shading, top right probably, or the middle, I'm not really sure, more likely top right. Like I said, do that, I don't know why, I probably should figure that out. You know, you should change it up, because things like that could probably get boring to look at and stuff, more than likely. But, it's kind of windy out, you might be able to hear the wind, I don't really know, the wind just picked up, it's been windy all day, but... And then, like I said, just add a bit of shading, and it kind of looks brownish here, which is okay, because it's just like this shading, that's perfectly alright in this case, and just, you know, it adds a bit more color to it, we'll say. I mean, I do end up using black, I know, don't use black, blah, blah, and all that crap, but I do end up using it because it needed it. We need to get a little bit darker, it was too light. So yeah, I add a bit of black, and that's easy enough to do. Zoom in again, and go over the line. See, I missed one of the middle part, like I missed the under part of the shading. I'm poking at the screen, you can't see what I'm doing. The middle of the canvas, we'll call it. That's what it's called. But, you know, I missed the shadow underneath the thing, so I do eventually realize that. I'm like, oh wait, I forgot to do that. So I do color that in. And when I'm looking at that, I'm like, it looks really odd. What is missing from that section? But I do end up coloring it in, which is good, because I forgot, and it would look really odd. If I had forgotten to color that little small section in the middle there, it would have stood out a lot, no matter how zoomed in or zoomed out in this thing I was. But like I said, you can see how pixelated it is, but that's okay, because I'm zoomed in on something that's very tiny. I mean, if I had to use the TV to do this, probably it would have been a lot easier, but I'm just using a laptop, which is, what's that, 17? I don't freaking know how big this is, I can't remember. But I said I've had this for like 8-9 years, so I don't quite remember. It's a good thing it still works. Knock on wood. I don't have any wood nearby. Shit. Whatever. But see there. I realized. Oh yeah, I need to fix that. So I go and shade that part. So now it looks a little better. It's not just flat green and stuff. And then the other part that's above that would technically be over that part. I end up shading that too, like right here, because it needs shading. Even just basic shading. Because even at something so tiny, you would notice it. There's no shading on that part. See, some like magical thing. Well, dragons are magical, so you know that would be okay. But And I just kept messing with the background colors because I didn't know what color to do it in the end. I think in the end I do like a dark, very dark navy blue or something like that, I think in the end. But I mean, if I did the original, I'd probably do some kind of, I don't know, starry kind of background, you know, like it's in space or something. I don't really know. I haven't decided that yet because I haven't actually like redone this. I've got to finish my damn husky before I start anything else, which is taking way too long to do a husky. Hey, you haven't seen that? Go check out the last video where I just ended up doing the nose. And the video before that were the eyes. And then hopefully for Saturday's video, I'll finish the whole thing. Crossing my fingers, as long as they don't break anything, then, you know, hey, it'll get finished. Hopefully. You know, maybe I should knock on wood for that. But, so yeah, so I'm adding just more shading and stuff like that. And you can see I added the highlights, just very basic whites, you know, to it. And keep going over and adding a bit more shading to make it look a little less flat. This is a very, very simple dragon. Like, very simple, but it's very, very tiny. So you can't add that much detail. Which, like I said before, pixel artists, where they add so much detail to things, you're like, you know, good on you, because that's quite hard to do. It really is. Like, I mean, at least I would find it hard to do. It's very, like, meticulous and stuff like that. Even though I like doing stuff like that, like pointillism and, like, etching and stuff like that. But I think pixel art would possibly make me have a hell of a lot more gray hair than I already do. But yeah, see, the black, I don't really like the black. I think I just picked the black to, like, contrast. And the pink purple definitely doesn't work. That really doesn't work here. No, does not work at all. But hey, but that's why I ended up changing the color. I think I just put a background color just to see what the rest of it kind of looked like. Very light. And I'm just very messily shading the fins and stuff like that because at this point I'm like, oh, I've had enough. My eyes are going all loopy from looking at this tiny kind of drawing and stuff like that. And I'm used to like working on big stuff, so the tiny thing kind of is like, so I just very rough shading. You know, this really is like just throw some shading on it so it doesn't look so flat kind of thing. And it still ends up looking kind of flat, but that's okay. It's very, very tiny. Like, and I know I keep saying that, but it is a very, very tiny thing. And this is it finished here. And like I said, change the background color. And for something very, very tiny, I don't mind it. I think it looks okay. But I'm gonna redo it, obviously bigger, a lot more detail. But that'll be in the future. I'm not sure exactly when. I might be doing Monster March. I'm not 100% sure. But if I do that, then I'll do a dragon or something, because, you know, dragons are technically monsters. But anyway, yes, that is the teeny weeny challenge finished, or at least for me. So go check out everybody else's that I will link above and below at the beginning of the video. And yeah, thank you for watching and listening to me ramble about complete and utter crap, as usual. And, you know, ring the bell, leave a comment, subscribe, and all that stuff we're supposed to say. And please come back and see the next video. Thank you.